In today's Nigerian job market, job hopping is more common than staying with a single organization for a decade. Though long-term employment remains valued, Nigeria's dynamic job market and a vast young professionals focused on career growth and personal development have made job hopping a common approach. Reacting to the development, Gen Z and Millennials voiced mixed feelings, pointing to different reasons for staying or switching jobs.
When I move from one company to another, I will demand a higher pay. Yes, because I have gained an experience, I have gained what it takes for me to work in that particular company. So going to another company, I will demand another higher pay from the particular company.
As much as that is advisable to at least stay put in a place for a while, I do not think it's a good idea to be in a particular company, a particular organization for 10 years.
I think it's just a matter of wanting to grow. I mean, I'm not opposed to staying at a place for up to 10 years or even more, but I feel like life is dynamic, so as life moves on, wherever life carries you to and whatever you want for yourself in the next maybe 1-2 years, that determines whether or not you will stay in a place. So that's my answer. I'm not opposed to staying somewhere for 10 years, but at the same time, if I have like a bigger avenue to grow, maybe in a different organization or in a different line of work or something like that, then I'm very open to moving.
Also, 75% of Gen Z and Millennials say a company's community engagement and social impact matter when deciding on a potential employer.
These are realities that every company is having to deal with, especially in Africa. It's like a shock to us because it doesn't line up with our cultural orientation. We have a culture of loyalty, culture of commitment. Also know that growing up in Africa, our economy was built from apprenticeship and all that kind of structure of businesses. So it's foreign to us when we see people who are not even willing to stay a month or a year on a job, and they're already, as soon as they get a job and they're just unsatisfied or something goes off, they don't have the stickability to actually power through and change their, have a kind of a personality transformation or a kind of adaptability, to work in teams and work with people with different personalities and all of that.
In line with the report, analysts urge firms to boost employee engagement to stay competitive in local and global job markets.
Gen Zs don't think that things they can do in 30 minutes they have to use 4 hours to. So when you give those tasks, they just need clarity. We need to provide defined vision. Purpose is important. You want to do things purposefully. You want to clearly define the purpose of where the company is going from and what the company stands for and what difference is the company, is the vision making in people's lives and making in the lives of the employees and making in the community as a whole. I think when we define this and we're able to clearly communicate this, I think it helps a lot to give some level of stability to this new generation.
Deloitte's 2024 Global Survey reveals that a sense of purpose is a top priority for Gen Z and Millennials, with 86% of Gen Z and 89% of Millennials saying it is essential to their job satisfaction and well-being. Analysts believe job hopping should be a strategic move aligned with career goals, noting that it carries risk. They point to salary growth, skill diversification, and a competitive job market as key drivers behind the trend. Sydney Okafor for Anchor News.